turn the wrong one. You want me to start over? Sure. Okay. We will go ahead and call the meeting to order. I will begin with a roll call. Brittany Chandler. Sherry Franklin, of course, is here. Neely Glenn. Mark Hayes.
Present.
Howard Cattell.
Present. Present.
Lisa LeClaire had another engagement this morning. Hank Lachlan.
Here.
Juan Taylor is traveling this morning, so he will not be here. And we're happy to welcome our newest commissioner, Robert Higgins Jr.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll allow now for a moment of the public comment period. So anyone who has written their name should sign up, and we will allow for comments on the matter that's germane to our agenda today. To provide comments, you must sign up prior to the meeting. So we don't have anyone present this morning, so we will continue on with our meeting. I'll now request approval of our November meeting. The minutes from.
So moved. Second.
That it has been moved and properly second for the approval of our November 23 meeting. Next, we'll have our financial reports by Jeff Medford, and those can be found in your packets.
And Sherry, we'll need a vote to approve the minutes.
I'm sorry. If we could, we will now vote. All those in favor of approval of the minutes, if you would, respond by aye.
Aye. Aye.
It's been moved and properly second, and the minutes are approved. So we will now have our financial report by Jeff.
Thank you, Sherry. As she mentioned, the financial report's in your packet. This is the report through December 31st of 2023. And through the month of December, which is halfway through our fiscal 2024 year, the financial performance of the city and the CVC has been very positive. At this time, Metro has reported on the hotel tax collections received through the month of November. And the fiscal year to date for those 5 months, the actual hotel occupancy taxes collected by the city has totaled $70,459,000. Of this total, the amount that's dedicated by law to tourism promotion is $20,196,000. This amount exceeds the total collections from the prior year for this 5-month period by about 8%. So still showing growth. On a calendar year basis, through the first 11 months of 2023, tax collections have exceeded the amount collected for that period in 2022 by about 12%. As is reflected on the financial summary, the total that's been billed to Metro under our contract for this fiscal year through December is $14,383,000. As the contract is a reimbursement-based contract, this total represents only the amount required to cover our actual expenses. The tax receipts themselves, of course, go directly to the city. Expenses for the year thus far continue to track very much in line with our budget expectations. From the 30,000-foot level, you can see that we've, through December, we've utilized about 36% of our budgeted funding, which leaves us in good shape headed into the second half of the year. Overall, our expenses for these six months have totaled $20,344,000, with the proportional share of this amount tracking well among the major budget categories. We've completed 2 of our major events for the year, July 4th and the hosting of the SEC Media Days in July, with the overall expenses for those activities coming in under budget. Other major events that have taken place, including our New Year's Eve event, network broadcast, and the hosting of a major industry trade group, were completed in January, and those expenses will be more fully reflected in future financial reports. Major programs planned for the upcoming months will be reported on later in the meeting, so you'll hear about those plans. And there are no budget exceptions to report at this time. And so in summary, from a financial perspective, the year is progressing very well and in line with our expectations. Does anybody have any questions I can try to address?
We will now request a motion to approve our financial report if there are no questions.
So move. Support.
We are now ready to vote. All those in favor of the approval of our financial reports, respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We will now move forward to our CDC reports, and we'll begin with our president's report. Dina Ivy.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We have one slide I want to show you. We had a very successful New Year's Eve event. You'll see there that we had about 215,000 people, which was an increase over last year. The most important thing for you to know is that we sold 29,123 hotel rooms because of the event. So it brought in, so many people and so many room nights and good direct visitor spending. You'll also note that we did really, really well with the TV show and the viewers this year. We increased it by 75%. We had 8.31 million viewers in prime time. We beat ABC New Year's Rockin' Eve in the primetime block, which is a 50-year-old show, and our show is only 3 years. So it's pretty amazing that we have that kind of viewership. 78% of the visitors said that the New Year's Eve event was the number one reason that they came to Nashville. And interestingly enough, 93% surveyed said it was their first time attending the event, which was a pretty incredible number. We also had 22% locals that came to the event. So we felt really good about it.
Was that a growth, any increase over local attendees?
I think it might have been. Was last year 17% locals? Maybe I can't remember. Was it? We'll have to look. And one other thing we always do, we look at the TV coverage and what it would cost to buy that amount of coverage in advertising. So 5-hour special just on Nashville this year is worth $294 million, which of course we can never afford to buy. So it's great exposure for the city, and it helps us to hopefully inspire people to come throughout the year. Moving on, we hosted the American Bus Association, which is an industry event, and its clients and buyers of tour operators that book future business to Nashville, bus tours to Nashville throughout the years. It will help us with the next 3 to 5 years to bring in more business. We had 80% of the attendees, of the 3,000 attendees, were tour operators. It was the highest amount of buyers they've ever had at this convention, which was great that they came to Nashville. Our sales team had 93 total appointments and produced 154 tourism leads. That's more than we had the last several years. And we hosted that group under extreme weather conditions. We had 8 inches of snow. And the city departments, I have to say, did a really, really good job. We partnered with them, with NDOT, with the police department, with the fire department, OEM. They all really showed up and helped with this group. Having the roads cleared and things like that. But 3,000 people trying to get them around town when everything was closing down was a challenge. But we just got some surveys back, and Nashville did extremely well on the response. Last thing I have to tell you is as we're planning 2024, like sales and marketing planning, we are working now. We know that winter can be a challenge for a lot of the businesses and hotels. So we're working now on plans for next year and trying to come up with ideas to bring in visitors during the winter months. We are also on the convention sales side doing some special promotions to fill need periods and having some incentives for meeting planners to go ahead and sign now when there are a few holes in the calendar. We are creating some co-op ad programs for our partners to participate in. We'll be sending those out. We have about 6 different programs. We are working on a new ad campaign that we will be filming spots the end of this month. And we're excited about that. And we're also working on a new website for visitmusiccity.com.
Thank you, Dina. You all have been very busy. I will say thank you to the city. American Bus was great for the hotels just because the snowstorm came in, and that allowed us to have guests in-house during that time.
And some got snowed in a couple extra days, so we got extra room nights.
Exactly. So we appreciate that and appreciate all the city services and being able to get them around the city. I had comments from quite a few people in regards to the New Year's Eve event that they actually tune in and watch that. So it's just great hearing those comments. So great job on the number of attendees for this year. That's amazing. We will then move on to Heather for some marketing.
Good morning. As Dina mentioned, we work hard to fill up winter months, and Dine Nashville, which is in its third year, is one of those programs that we have created to help our restaurants. This month, the Dine Nashville features chef collaborations, specials, deals, and a traditional restaurant week at the end of the month. This year, we have 20 chef collaborations, 6 of which have already sold out. So if you're looking for a Valentine's Day gift, there you go. We have 50 restaurants currently signed up for Restaurant Week, and we're still working to fill that. We have partnered this year with the Giving Kitchen and Big Table, which they are 2 local nonprofits that support hospitality workers in times of crisis. So we will have donations to those 2 organizations through Dine Nashville. On the advertising and marketing front, as Dina mentioned, we're working on a new ad campaign. We hope that launches in April. We have increased our ad budget to reach more people in more markets, and we are really focused on lower funnel booking sites just to get people to click through and book right away. So we have buys with Expedia, Booking.com, Hopper, Priceline, and TripAdvisor. And this month we are also launching native content campaigns with Travel and Leisure, Food and Wine, People, and BBC Travel. We are beginning to work on our new website, which is really exciting. We're ready to update and give our visitors the latest research and tools that they expect from a DMO website. On the PR side, October through January, we have hosted 47 journalists in Nashville, and we currently have 48 on the books February through May. We have actually this evening a group from the UK and Ireland landing in Nashville, 4 journalists who will arrive, and a domestic press group of 10 journalists from the US and Canada, February 21st through the 25th. In March, we have a group coming from Australia, and from July through December, our PR efforts have resulted in more than 3.4 billion impressions from more than 1,200 articles.
Thank you, and we will move on to our sales, convention tourism and sales.
Good morning. The sales team is on pace to hit assigned goals. For the year, we saw some fall off in terms of leads in December, which may indicate a corporate budget pullback at the end of their corporate fiscal years. However, budgets have seemingly been restored because in January, the first 4 weeks, we saw a major uptick in leads, over 100 a week, which is above our average, which has brought us back up to pace in terms of leads for the year. We anticipate a record-breaking year at the Music City Center in terms of room nights committed for 2024, which is also good news. To expand on Dina's previous comment, we have worked with the community to pull together a Need Month promotion for convention business. Need months represent any month in the city where we are behind pace by a minimum of 50% as a city, and that's for 26 through 29. 28 downtown and midtown hotels have committed to participate as part of that rebate promotion, and that's $5 rebate credit to the master if they sign a contract with the Music City Center in a participating hotel by December 31st of 2024. This has become a very valuable prospecting tool for our regional team and will help fill the funnel in typically low convention volume months in the future, specifically in July, August, and December. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Circling back to New Year's Eve, in an effort for us to continue to diversify our events, and in celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, we added a segment prior to the CBS show going live. celebrating hip hop through the years. We added a DJ set with Jason Eskridge. We enlisted Eric Holt with Love Noise, who's been responsible for bringing a lot of R&B and hip hop groups to Nashville over the last 20 years. They just celebrated 20 years last year to help curate a special entertainment section where we wanted to support some local artists, Tim Gent and Deja McBride. Kenny Smooth from 92Q Cumulus Media emceed the show and did a fantastic job at that. And then, of course, our mayor closed out the show with a DJ set of his own. How many cities can say that they have someone that can do that? But it was really a fun experience and very well received by the crowd that was there. So we were excited to be a part of that. And then we are also partnering with a couple local organizations when we talk about marketing of the city to diverse audiences. We are working with Urbanite. Many of you may be familiar with Urbanite. They have an online presence. Ashley Curry is the owner of that and publisher of that. And they celebrate arts, history, culture, cuisine, and unique stories of many of the local leaders in the community here. And they're launching their online content in the next month or two, and we are partnering with them on that. And then looking forward to producing a published piece that we can share with our visitors and locals alike, because that is something that they ask for, our customers ask for. And then we're also partnering with the Tennessee Pride Chamber. Nashville has never had an LGBTQ plus guide for our visitors. And what we're finding is that our groups that are meeting in our city are really becoming connected with the community. And there's one in particular last year that donated money and funds to 4 nonprofits on the ground, and the Tennessee Pride was one of them. And so they're using those funds to create this guide. And so we're partnering with them. They will be launching their online version on June 1st in time for Pride Month. And then we will be partnering with them and helping them to produce a physical copy of the guide later this year. This is something that, again, that our customers look for, and it just helps us to promote the diversity of Music City. Any questions? Thank you.
Y'all have been very busy, December and January, and as we look, being a hotelier, just looking into the future, thank you for putting together that promotion for future years.
Events.
Yes, I haven't forgotten. Mr. David Spencer David is going to bring us some updates on their events, past and present and future.
Good morning. A couple of updates on 2 upcoming event initiatives. First is the SEC Party in the Park event. So we're working with the SEC with their men's basketball tournament that will be at Bridgestone Arena March 13th through the 17th this year. We will have 2 days of events in Walk of Fame Park and along Representative John Lewis Way on Friday the 15th and on Saturday the 16th. We'll have a stage with diverse music lineup. We'll have food trucks, also a video screen for folks to be able to watch the games if they're not able to go into the arena. So it should be a great day for locals and also for those folks queuing up to get ready to go into another session later in the night. The other event initiative that we have coming up is Premier League Mornings, which is the Premier League, the English soccer. They have a fan festival event. It's a broadcast event. It will be on Broadway, stage at First and Broadway. NBC, USA, and Universo will be broadcasting the event. So that will be on Saturday, April the 6th, and on Sunday, April the 7th. So 2 great events coming up.
Awesome. Thank you. Looking forward to that. All right. We're always ready to hear what's going on in research. So, Bruce, what do you have for us?
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'll brief you on some performance results for our Nashville hotels through last year, 2023. I'll also give you some insights on what's ahead for us in 24. Look at some current travel trends that I'm identifying, as well as some economic conditions out there. There we go. This slide gives you a complete picture of how well our hotels did last year. Our 2023 annual occupancy rate in Davidson County was about 70%. That's up about 1.3% from 2022. You can note that the occupancy rate was down. If you're looking to 19, we are down 6.6%. But you have to give the growth of the city and the supply since 2019. It's increased by 21.1% in the amount of additional hotel rooms our city has brought on. Our average hotel rate for 2023 was $206. That's up 5% year over year. If you compare that to 2019, it's up 20.6%. We came close to selling 10 million rooms in 2023. We had 9.94 million rooms sold. That's up 3.7% year over year, up 13% if you go back to 2019. So we can certainly take pride in getting a record number of rooms sold in a single year. Our market crossed the threshold for the first time ever to exceed $2 billion in hotel room revenue. That's up 9% from 2022. And then I've shown you a line chart here. Gold line is 2023, blue line 2022. It's showing you both demand in rooms sold and room revenue. You can see the 2023 line was higher than 22 for the first half of the year. And then as leisure demand cooled, we saw the lines get closer together. We saw that not as high in November and December. So there was a kind of a change there at the end of the year. There are some other positives to highlight for 2023. With tourism in our city, our airport experienced 14% growth in passenger volume. About 22.8 million people passed through our terminals. And if you look at the short-term rental market, if you look at Airbnbs, VBROs, they saw a 14% increase in room nights sold. If you look at the data collected from STR with hotels and AirDNA, which tracks short-term rentals, the rental market represented about 19% of total lodging revenue in 2023.
Get some little green arrows for those year-over-year percentages.
I'll work on that. That's good feedback. Oh, here we go. So on this next slide, going a little more on the monthly year-over-year percentage growth or drop in hotel room demand, the gold bars here show you the overall total U.S. hotel demand. And so you can see after March, it remained flat. The green bars here are Nashville, our room demand growth, strong in January and February year over year. Then our growth rate was somewhat muted, but still showing positive growth year over year through September. October, we are slightly lower, but please account for that in 2022 was our most rooms sold in a single month ever. So still very respectable numbers. And then in November and December, we did see a drop of about 4% each month. The preliminary numbers I have on January also reflect about a 4% drop in demand for this January. Looking at the whole year, Tourism Economics predicts for Nashville, Davidson County, we'll see a 1.5% annual increase in room demand in 2024, indicating that as we enter spring, we should see a repeat in the 2023 seasonal patterns of strong leisure demand. Reviewing the latest industry forecasts for 2024, we believe that U.S. travel demand is leveling off, but not dropping. Tourism Economics indicates that in 2024, leisure demand will hold steady, given good consumer sentiment surveys that have been conducted recently. So there's still a consumer appetite to continue to travel. Good news is that business travel and international visitation are still rebounding to their 2019 levels. So we're cautiously optimistic today on the outlook for 24, but we're certainly clear-eyed that the travel industry faces three challenges. Those are a slowing economy, weakening finances, and international headwinds. Economic growth is expected to potentially slow, which could impact consumer spending and business investment, and that could lead to a reduction in travel demand. Financial challenges are interest rates, inflation. These most could affect travelers' budgets and then the operational costs of travel industry businesses. Challenges in the international market, visa wait times for people to get into the U.S., the geological political tensions throughout the world, and the strength of the U.S. dollar could hinder international growth for people visiting the U.S. overall. But again, the recent survey data suggests that travelers in general continue to prioritize travel and value travel, demonstrating there is a resilience and a market stability in the face of these foreseen economic challenges. And then I have one more slide for you. This slide, looking 90 days out on occupancy pace throughout Nashville, is kind of a good reflection of the current state of the market. we're pacing about 3.7% occupied 90 days out. That's down about 1.5% from the same time last year. A contributing factor to this could be that Easter falls earlier this year. Easter will be March 31st. So that could hinder leisure demand looking 90 days out. Weekend demand occupancy is down a little bit, also showing that, what I've been talking about, that cooling in leisure demand holding steady, but still relatively really robust. And the good news here is weekday occupancy is up. You can see Wednesday's 90 days out is pacing about 3% higher. This could indicate a rebound of our business travel, which I was indicating. So that's all I have in my research brief. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
None brewing at the present, but is it possible for you to provide a copy of
Absolutely.
these slides? Thank you. All right, well, that concludes all of our departmental reports. Our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, May 9th at 8:30, so we will reconvene here. Are there any other announcements that we have from anyone? Again, we would like to welcome...
Sherry, before you do that, did I hear that it's Robert Higgins' birthday today?
Yes. It is Robert Higgins' birthday.
Happy birthday,
So
Robert.
happy birthday. So his first day with us. So again, welcome to the commission. Very happy to have you. If nothing else, we will stand adjourned until May.
I motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. It's been moved and properly second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No opposed? We are adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.